watching clips, the best moments from our live streams every Monday and Friday. Don't miss out. Watchale. Send this to you. This is Sydney Sweeney's extensive interview on Vanity Fair. She had a lot to say. Is there any initial thoughts before I hit one point, Cameron?
Hit your point, and then we'll talk about your point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, in regards to, I thought there were so many interesting things. She talked about everything from her image to doing nudity in film, also to women supporting women.
Yeah, that's the one that's triggered everyone in Hollywood. Yes.
Right. And I want to get down to this here. The question was, your team fought back when a producer called your looks and talent into question. Anne Hathaway and Jennifer Lawrence have discussed the tendency to knock women performers down when they're at their professional peak. Why do you think that is? Sydney says it's disheartening to see women tear other women down, especially when women who are successful in other avenues of their industry see younger talent working really hard, hoping to achieve whatever dreams that they may have, and then trying to bash and discredit the work that they've done. This entire, and here we go, this entire industry, all people is saying women empowering women, none of it's happening. All of it is fake and in front of all the other shit that they say behind everyone's back. Whoa, Cameron.
Well,
thoughts.
Somebody had to say the emperor has no clothes, or in this case, the empress has no clothes. And so, I mean, this should not come as a shock to normal people. What is shocking to Hollywood is someone of this level of star power, and she has star power. Right now, she's part of the 4 beautiful blonde people that can get projects greenlit, which is Margot Robbie, Sydney Sweeney, Ryan Gosling, and Ryan Reynolds. Basically, if you look at Deadline for the last 6 months, every feature film or project has one of those 4 attached in some capacity, producer or whatever. That's the only way you can get anything done right now. So she's one of the gang of 4 that's currently running Hollywood. So she's free at this moment to speak her mind, although she strikes me as somebody who speaks her mind anyway. She's a very confident woman, right? And so that shook up Hollywood because there are many sacred cows of what people in the industry say that they don't believe. Because, society, I like to think of society and Hollywood specifically as basically a mutually agreed upon consensus of lies. Like, we all lie to each other. We all agree to lie to each other. We all never say the truth to each other because the truth starts unraveling things, right? And so it's a consensus of everybody lying to each other all the time, right? And here you have this woman saying something that is being attacked as anti-feminist. That's not the way things should be. That's not the way that things are. I've been here 23 years. My conversations with women, whether they are actresses, whether they are writers, whether they are producers, whether they are executives, echoes what she says. Because the issue isn't even Hollywood. Now I'm going to say something controversial. I've said controversially in the past. I would suggest it's basic evolutionary psychology. I think, and I would love for the women in the chat to share their opinions, especially if you don't agree with me. But, I think that there are many stereotypes about men that are true. Many of them are not pretty stereotypes. And I think one of the stereotypes of women is that they will pull each other down. Because if we just go back from evolutionary psychology level, going back to a tribe living in the jungle or living in the caves, right? Trying to survive. Resources are very limited. There's a few men that are physically capable of fending off the predators and bringing, hunting. And there's a lot of women who are desperately in need of survival for protection from those few men, right? And in that environment, women had to learn to push other women aside to get the largest share of the meat, to get someone to protect their child, they just had, because the resources were limited. And that's the evolutionary psychology model of female intrasexual competition, right? And I don't think human beings, despite the fact we all love in these living homes, got a nice 21st century technology that's making us talk to each other, I don't believe that human nature changes. If we were thrown back 50,000 years into the savannah, we would behave as our instincts tell us to behave. We are only suppressing or lying about our instincts, and we channel them in other ways. So here, you're not trying to survive in the savannah, but you're trying to survive in Hollywood. And so I think many women would agree that other women see, especially attractive, desirable young women like Ms. Sweeney, see them as a threat to their own ability to secure resources and attention and survival. And so they will go out of their way to pull them down. I've rarely seen the opposite. I mean, men here have their own stereotypes of misbehavior. We've seen the archetype of the evil archetype of the Harvey Weinsteins, right? So, but Hollywood brings out the worst in everybody, because it is essentially bringing us back to primordial battle for survival around very attractive people. It actually has deeper implications than just cattiness, right? Because I've said from the very beginning that the entire Me Too movement was a fraud. It was a fraud meant to actually turn the spotlight on a few well-known, publicly known people like Harvey Weinstein, while keeping the spotlight off of all the other predators. And, as I talk to casting directors now, they'll say the casting couch is worse than it's ever been, because the spotlight isn't on those people now, right? Nobody's even talking. Everyone thinks it's been resolved. And you had these organizations like Me Too and Time's Up that were Hollywood pushed with women leading them. And then we discovered Time's Up was just a fraudulent organization, right? That was stealing money, siphoning things, right? And so that's women in an anti-sexual harassment organization set up by Hollywood to protect other women that are frauds. I mean, what does that say? This level of intersexual competition of what Ms. Sweeney is talking about, women hurting each other, went to that level.
I mean, let me read a little bit more from this article, and this is her saying it. I mean, there's so many studies and different opinions on the reasoning behind it. I've read that our entire lives we were raised, it's a generational problem, to believe only women can be at the top, to believe only one woman can be at the top. There's one woman that can get the man. There's one woman who can be, I don't know, anything. So then all the others feel like they have to fight each other or take that one woman down, instead of being like, let's all lift each other up. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm trying my best over here. Why am I getting attacked?
Well, because she's very attractive. That's why. It's not complicated. She knows the answer too. I mean, she's being coy. She knows the answer.
We're happy here. Actress Diana Elizabeth Torres from A Little Family Drama and East Side Sushi. I know you've been around the business.
Yes, I've been around the business.
Any thoughts on that?
Well, my experience has been, both. I've worked with amazing people that have been there for me, that they're super passionate about the film industry, that love to collaborate, and I'm talking about like actresses, directors, producers, etc., that have that they thought about my interests, also and I guess there is a deeper understanding when you're a woman, and some of the challenges that we have to deal with sometimes. And it's been a good experience, but I'm not gonna lie that I have found certain experiences that have not been great, and it's been appalling to see other women try to sabotage you in a way, especially if you know how difficult it can be to have a door open for you and then you're suddenly trying to sabotage someone else, it can be disheartening. I'm not gonna lie, but I would say that at least 80% or more of my experiences have been positive. And I think it has to do with the fact that you have to pick your people correctly, because it's not a matter of if you're a man or a woman. I think it's about your ethics. How confident are you with your craft, with this business, and if you believe in giving and in helping other people. And those are the people that I try to work with and gravitate towards.